Hi, it's Adam Hill with Extra Life Triathlon Fitness, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about Ironman 70.3 Oceanside. As you can see, it's a beautiful Southern California day here today. The race goes right through my backyard. As a matter of fact, in about 4 weeks, you're going to be going over those hills right back there. So I hope at these final stages, you're getting ready, you're preparing yourself mentally, and you're just going through the motions of getting that last bit of training in before we get started. Good luck with the last few weeks, and right now I just want to go over some of what you have to expect along the course in Oceanside. This will be my third time doing it, and so I want to just give you some of the experiences that I've had and give you some tips for race day. Enjoy. The swim is a really nice one loop course through Oceanside Harbor. So it's well protected. You're not going through any major waves or anything like that. It's very easy to sight, which is nice because you have docks on the right side of you and docks on the left side of you. Going out, the buoys are going to be on your left hand side. So you just follow that buoy marker and then you're going to get out into the channel. And the channel's where some of the swells will start to come in. You'll start to, if there's big surf that day, you're going to see a little bit of swells within the harbor itself, but it's not bad. It's not as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. The last couple of years, I know last year we had some big swells and didn't seem to affect us too much. So it's a well protected, very nice one loop swim. And what's great about it this year is that it's going to be a rolling start as opposed to a wave start. And what's good about that is that you get to seed yourself appropriately with people who are swimming at your own speed, rather than the wave start where you're just combined with people in your age group. And when you're combined with just people in your age group, you're going to have some people that are going faster, some that are going slower. If you're a faster swimmer, you're going to catch up to the people in front of you. And if you're a slower swimmer, you might get swum over by people behind you. That won't be the case this year as long as you seed yourself appropriately. And so I think that's a great thing because even when you get out of the water, it's going to break up the bike a little bit. It's going to get people who are on the same level of who are on the same talent level of as far as triathlon is concerned within the same group. So you're not going to have to overbike to catch people. It's going to be a lot easier. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a great change for this year. As far as water temperature is concerned, it will definitely be a wetsuit legal race, so you won't have to worry about that. It may be cold in the morning. It's been pretty nice here, as you can see. It's pretty warm, but it's also been pretty rainy here. So you don't really know what to expect from the weather perspective. It could be a rainy day, it could be a cool day, it could be a really warm day. I would anticipate that it's going to be warm on the run, but it's going to be cold in the morning. And so, plan on that accordingly. If you want, take some cold showers in the morning to get yourself used to the cold water, especially splashing that cold water on your face so you can get used to that. The water temperature should be somewhere between 58 degrees maybe and 65. Again, it just depends on where the weather goes. But all in all, it's a very easy, for an Ironman 70.3 swim, a very manageable swim, easy to sight, and the rolling start is going to make it a lot better this year. The bike portion of Ironman 70.3 Oceanside is a lot of fun. It's probably my favorite in the circuit because it's got a little bit of everything. It's got hills, it's got flats. You have some breezy sections, and the weather's generally usually at that time pretty comfortable. It's going to be pretty cool when you start out. So you may want to plan on some arm warmers or some warm weather gear, something you can drop as the temperature starts to increase over the course of the bike. Now, it's important to remember that you don't want to start racing right when you get on the bike. It's going to be really congested at the very beginning for at least the first few miles, and a lot of turns, a lot of rough roadways. There's a lot of cracks in the ground and everything that you want to watch out for. So for the first few miles, you just want to make sure that you're being very aware that you're getting into your cycling legs at that point, that you're just spinning a little bit before you start racing. So that's going to be the first portion where you're curving in and out while you're going into Camp Pendleton. Now, once you turn on to Stewart Mesa, you're going to hit your first semi-major hill. It's not a very long one, but it is kind of a punchy and steep one. So you're gonna be climbing up that. You probably won't have gotten away from the congestion quite yet, so you'll be with a lot of other cyclists. But once you top that hill, that's when you can start racing. The roads open up a little bit more. You can start getting into your bike legs a little bit more. And generally, with this, aside from a few rollers, it's kind of flat with a number of false flats throughout the next maybe 5 or 10, 15 miles. And and Stewart Mesa basically takes you through the front portion of Camp Pendleton, and then you're going to turn left onto Las Pulgas, which is going to take you down a hill that brings you toward the campground in San Onofre. Now you want to be careful on this hill because at the very bottom of the hill there's going to be a very sharp right turn. There's going to be people telling you to slow down, and I advise that you listen to it so you don't end up overshooting it or end up crashing at that point. So just take it easy around that. Take the curve nice and easy, and then you'll start climbing up a gradual maybe 2 or 3% climb for the next few miles. You can, again, keep racing here. It's nice and open during this portion, especially when you get into the campground. There's a lot of open space in there, so just have a lot of fun here, but don't push too hard because this first half of the race is very deceptive. It makes you feel like you're Superman. It makes you feel like you can really go fast. But you want to hold back because the second half of the race is where all the big hills and the big climbs come in. So you got to save your energy for that, and of course the half marathon. Now, once you get through the campground, you're going to go through a section of some minor rollers for a little while, and then you're going to turn right onto Cristianitos. And Cristianitos is basically the road that's going to enter you into Camp Pendleton through the other side, through the backside. So there's a few rollers there. Again, nice and open, a little bit of fun. Remember, you're sharing the road with automobiles, so take care with regard to that when you do pass or when you get past. And then after a few miles of being on Cristianitos, you're gonna start going into the backside of Camp Pendleton. You're going to see from this angle, you're going to see the first big climb, and it looks more intimidating than it actually is, because if you're in the middle of the pack or there's a lot of racers ahead of you, you're going to see these little ants climbing that hill, and it looks, again, really intimidating because everyone's slow and they're just trying to climb up it. Just take it easy, get into an easy gear, and just take it easy up that hill, because it's the first of a few hills that you're going to hit on the backside of Pendleton. Before you know it, you'll get up to the top of that hill, and then you'll be cruising down. There's a couple of those again on the backside of Pendleton, and just take them all at the same approach. Take it easy going up, and then regain the time going down the backside. It could be fun descending those hills, but remember, at around mile 40 to 45 on one of those descents, there is a no passing zone and a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. And they're going to track that by the time that you pass a specific timing mat and a second timing mat. And between that time, if your average there is greater than 25 mile an hour, you will be disqualified from the race. So be very careful, be very attentive to your speed there. I would advise even just backing off to 20 miles an hour, something like that, something that's easy and comfortable. And remember, don't pass anybody on that section. It's a no passing zone. And it's not super long, so after you get past that point, you can start racing again and really gain some time back. Now, the bike itself goes through a lot of different environments, which I think is pretty cool. You know, you get to see some of the desert, some of canyons, some great foliage, like some jungle areas and some plain areas. It's really neat. It's really representative of what California is really like and what it used to be like in Southern California. So really take the time to enjoy the scenery around you. It's not a lot of people get the opportunity to see this part of California, as it's off limits except to military. So just take some time to enjoy it. It's really nice. Now, after you complete that really hilly section along Basilone, you're going to take a right onto Vandegrift, and this is going to be the road that takes you back toward Oceanside for the run portion. Now, here's where it could get a little bit breezy. It's a little deceptive again because it is a gradual downhill, so you may have the opportunity to go fast if it's not windy. But if the wind is blowing, it's going to be blowing in your face. So be conscious of that. Don't over push it too hard here. You want to reserve some of that energy for the run. But just keep pushing. It's only a few miles. Once you get through it, you can, you won't have to really worry too much about the wind in your face on a bike anymore because you are almost done. The very last few couple miles are exactly like the beginning of the race. You're going to be doing a lot of curves. It's going to be a lot of tight areas. Perhaps there's a lot of congestion in the area. So again, I would advise you at this point, in order to keep you safe and to preserve your run legs and prepare you for the run, just back it off. Get into the easier gear and just start spinning for the last couple miles. Bring that heart rate down. Get yourself mentally ready to get off the bike and find your running legs. And you're going to descend into camp, or not into camp. You're going to descend into Oceanside Harbor the same way you came in. Go into transition and get prepared for the run. And the run part is really fun. So hope you enjoyed the bike, and we'll get on to the run. Now, if you really like spectator-friendly races, then you pick the right race in Oceanside, because along the entire run course, there's tons of great spectator support. They're all cheering for you. It's a great time. And what better setting for a triathlon than really where it began? Near San Diego with a beach right there and running along the coastline. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's a lot of fun. So just try and enjoy it as you're doing it. Now, when you run out of transition, if the bike went well for you, you may be feeling really good. Uh, just try to hold back on that urge to start pushing a little too hard, because the first couple miles toward the pier, they're really flat, and except for a couple of minor risers where you're gonna have to run up, it is really genuinely flat, and it's easy to go up too hard for those first couple miles. And right when you hit the pier, you're going to have to climb up a very steep and short but steep climb to go up to the pier section and go up to the road up there. So you're going to have to do that a few times, where you take these really short but steep, punchy climbs, and they take a lot out of you. They may seem short, and you may just think, "Hey, I'm just gonna push up this and do that." But remember, you have to do it a number of different times because it's 2 loops, and you're going out and back. So just remember that, and they do take a lot out of you. So I would just recommend backing it way off as you climb those climbs for the first couple times. Even walk, it's fine. It won't take you that long, but just so you preserve your legs, because once you do start once you do start going onto the road up toward the first turnaround, you are going to start seeing a little bit of an incline there, maybe a 2% as you head out toward the first turnaround. So you just should be really conscious of that, because that can take a lot out of you. Again, you have to do it twice. So really think about that. Back it off on the first loop. Make sure that you're getting that nutrition in so that you can be powerful and strong for the second loop. Because if you are powerful and strong for that second loop, that's when you can start passing people. That's when you can start really gaining some time. And that's where the race for you, depending on what your goals are, that's where it's won. So really focus on just keeping yourself strong for that second loop. So once you do the turnaround, you're going to start coming downhill a little bit. You can start making up some time again, and you're going to go back toward the pier, and you're going to do some of those punchy climbs again. So just be careful, conscious of that, and then you're going to go all the way back to the transition. That's where the next turnaround is, so that you come back on your second loop. So all the way back to transition, you're going to start, and you're going to do the whole thing over again. Make sure on the second loop and even on the first loop, throughout the course of the race, make sure that you're being encouraging to other people around you, because that's what really makes the race exciting, and it gives you a lot more energy if you're supporting other people out there on the race. It gives you that little mental boost, and it can make everybody else feel a lot better. The second time the second time out on the run course, when you go out, it feels a little different, of course, than the first time, because you've already run the first loop, a little more than 6 miles, of course, and you're going to start feeling a little bit of that fatigue. But it's time to start pushing through for that last 10K. Just treat it as a mental game now. Keep taking in your nutrition. Make sure back it off if you're getting the GI issues. But make sure that at this time around, now that you're getting to that last real push towards the finish line, that you are, putting in the effort, and you're pushing a little bit harder. And once you get to that second turnaround again, it starts to become it starts to be downhill for the rest of the race. And remember, you're not going all the way back to transition, so you're only going back to the pier. So it's not quite, the second loop is not quite as long as the first. So you can, once you hit that turnaround, you can start really pushing it, because you only have a couple of miles left to go. And so you hit those downhills, and then once you take the last steep downhill toward the Strand Trail, you just it's going to be flat for the rest of the way. For about half a mile, you can see the finish line. You can see it up ahead. You can hear Mike Riley shouting out names, and it just becomes an invigorating thing to feel that as you're starting to finish. And then the crowds get more intense. There's more people. And one of the best things about these races with multiple loops is that you're going to hit that point again in the race where it says second loop and it says finish line. And you get to take that finish line, and that's an awesome feeling, because then you run down the carpeted finish line chute, and you see all the spectators there, and they're cheering, and then you hear your name called as you cross the finish line, and you've just accomplished an incredible goal, and you should be really proud of it. So for the run portion, just make sure that you're taking it easy on that first loop, so that you can conserve the energy for the last loop, so that you can enjoy the glory of the finish line without collapsing, and that you can finish with a smile on your face. Now, as you approach these final few weeks towards the race, make sure that you're focusing on following the plan, following through the taper. Don't introduce anything too new or too dramatic before the race. I know it's easy to kind of get anxious and think, well, what if I did this? But just stop that urge. Make sure that you're following your plan. Trust your plan. It got you here. It's going to get you to the finish. So just trust in your plan. And if you're feeling that anxiety or that nervousness, just practice visualization techniques. Visualize yourself getting into the water and swimming strong. And visualize yourself getting out of the water and jumping onto the bike. And picture yourself conquering the hills on the backside of Camp Pendleton. Visualize yourself running strong on both laps of the run course. And of course, visualize yourself conquering your dream, or achieving your dream and achieving your goal of finishing strong with your hands in the air and a big smile on your face as your name is called. So enjoy it. Enjoy the process. Enjoy my hometown. I'm happy to see you out there. I'm looking forward to racing again, and I'm looking forward to watching everybody accomplish their goals. And if you like this video, please feel free to visit my website at www.extralifetrifit.com. And there you'll find some great resources and some coaching if you're interested. So thanks for watching, and best of luck on race day.